Did you know that over 1.8 billion Muslims around the world revere a single mysterious stone that has withstood the test of time and countless trials, yet fewer than 5% know the full story behind its journey? Hajar al Aswad, known as Islam's most sacred stone, is more than just a physical object. It is a beacon of faith embedded in the heart of the Kaaba, attracting millions of pilgrims each year and symbolizing the divine connection that unites believers across generations. Situated in the eastern corner of the Kaaba in the holy city of Mecca, Hajar al Aswad has been venerated since time immemorial, its dark, smooth surface bearing the marks of endless prayers, fervent supplications, and the passionate devotion of countless worshippers. This sacred stone, believed to have descended from paradise, holds a historical and spiritual significance that transcends mere physicality, serving as a tangible reminder of Allah's grace and the profound covenant between the Creator and His creation. In the early days of Islam, as the Kaaba was being rebuilt and sanctified by Prophet Abraham and his son Ismail, Hajar al Aswad was placed in its revered position, a gesture that underscored its role as a symbol of divine favor and protection. The Holy Quran itself alludes to the sanctity of the house of Allah in verses such as, "And when we designated for Abraham the site of the house, saying, 'Did we not associate anything with me, and purify my house for those who perform tawaf, and those who stand in prayer, and those who bow and prostrate,'" a verse that reminds believers that every element of the Kaaba, including Hajar al Aswad, is imbued with sacred purpose. Yet despite its exalted status, Hajar al Aswad has faced its share of challenges, both natural and man-made, over the centuries, a fact that continues to stir deep emotions among Muslims today. Weathered by the passage of time, exposed to the elements, and occasionally marred by the scars of historical conflicts and the inevitable wear from the countless hands that have touched it, the stone has not remained in a pristine state. In more recent times, during restoration efforts undertaken to preserve the Kaaba, Hajar al Aswad was carefully removed for examination and conservation, a move that sent shockwaves through the global Muslim community, igniting debates, prayers, and even moments of sorrow as believers felt a tangible separation from an object they consider a direct link to the divine. This delicate balance between preserving a relic of immense spiritual importance and maintaining its integrity as an object of veneration has posed a significant challenge for Islamic scholars and caretakers of the sacred site. The history of Hajar al Aswad is as layered as it is profound, woven with legends and historical narratives that reflect the evolution of Islamic thought and the lived experiences of its adherents. According to long-held tradition and numerous historical accounts, the stone is believed to have been a gift from Allah, sent down from the heavens and entrusted to Prophet Ibrahim and his son Ismail during the reconstruction of the Kaaba. It is said that in its original state, Hajar al Aswad shone with a brilliant luster, a physical manifestation of divine mercy and celestial beauty, intended to guide humanity toward the worship of one true God. Over the centuries, as the Kaaba underwent various phases of reconstruction and restoration, the stone was repeatedly integrated into the new designs, sometimes being encased in a silver frame or polished repeatedly by the hands of devoted custodians. These acts of care not only sought to preserve its physical form, but also to honor its status as a symbol of Allah's covenant with humankind. The sacredness of Hajar al Aswad has been reinforced by the sayings of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, who, in his gentle and inclusive manner, reminded his followers of the importance of venerating the relics of their faith with love and devotion. In one notable narration found in authentic hadith collections, the Prophet is reported to have said, "Kiss the black stone, for it is one of the signs of the covenant with your forefathers, and a token of Allah's mercy upon you." Though the precise wording may vary among narrations, the essence remains that contact with Hajar al Aswad is an act imbued with blessings, a gesture that connects the present generation of believers to the profound legacy of their ancestors. This spiritual connection is underscored by the fact that the stone has witnessed countless acts of worship throughout history, absorbing the heartfelt prayers and silent pleas of millions. Each crack and weathered mark on its surface tells a story of faith tested by time, of miracles witnessed, and of divine intercession in moments of hardship. Yet, like all relics that span centuries, Hajar al Aswad has not been immune to the effects of time and circumstance. In recent years, its condition has become a subject of urgent discussion among scholars, caretakers, and the wider community. Reports of damage caused by environmental factors, wear from the incessant touch of millions of pilgrims, and even the impact of past conflicts have raised concerns about the long-term preservation of this sacred relic. The most significant recent development came during a major restoration project at the Kaaba, when, for the first time in modern history, Hajar al Aswad was removed from its traditional place to facilitate extensive conservation work. This unprecedented event not only symbolized a critical juncture in the efforts to protect the stone from further deterioration, but also evoked a powerful emotional response among Muslims worldwide. The temporary absence of the stone, even for the sake of its preservation, was met with mixed sentiments. While many understood the necessity of such measures, others experienced a deep sense of loss, as if a vital link to the divine had been momentarily severed. In light of these events, scholars and custodians of Islamic heritage have turned to the Quran and Hadith for guidance on managing such transitions with the utmost reverence and care. The Quran, in its emphasis on the protection and sanctity of divine symbols, reminds believers in Surah Al-Baqarah 2:12-5 that the house of Allah must be maintained with purity and devotion, a principle that extends to every element within it, including Hajar al Aswad. Similarly, the Prophet's teachings, as recorded in various authentic hadith collections, urge the faithful to view acts of conservation not as disruptions of tradition, but as necessary steps in ensuring that the blessings of the past endure for future generations. The ongoing efforts to restore and protect Hajar al Aswad highlight an important lesson: that true reverence for one's faith often involves adapting to changing circumstances while preserving the essence of sacred traditions. Amid the debates and discussions surrounding its condition, one truth remains undeniable: the spiritual and historical significance of Hajar al Aswad continues to inspire awe, unity, and an unwavering commitment among Muslims around the globe. As the stone is once again reinstalled in its revered position within the Kaaba, it serves as a powerful reminder that while physical forms may change under the influence of time, the enduring legacy of faith is something no force can diminish. The remarkable journey of Hajar al Aswad, from its celestial origins to its present-day role as a symbol of divine connection, encapsulates the struggles, triumphs, and enduring hope that define the Islamic experience. It reminds us that every element of our heritage carries the weight of history and the promise of spiritual renewal, a promise that has been echoed by the words of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, who taught that faith is sustained by the remembrance of Allah and the veneration of the signs He has granted us. As we reflect on the trials and tribulations faced by this sacred stone and the efforts made to preserve its legacy, we are called to recognize that the true value of Hajar al Aswad lies not merely in its physical presence, but in its power to unite hearts, inspire devotion, and evoke the timeless blessings of Allah. In sharing this story, we invite you to join the conversation, to reflect on the significance of Hajar al Aswad in your own spiritual journey, and to contribute your thoughts on how we can collectively safeguard the symbols of our shared heritage. May the legacy of this most sacred stone continue to shine as a testament to the enduring mercy of Allah, and may our efforts to preserve it serve as a reminder that in unity, faith, and reflection, we find the strength to overcome any challenge. Share your insights and reflections in the comments below, and be sure to explore our next video on the fascinating chapters of Islamic history that continue to shape our world. For it is through dialogue, understanding, and respect that we honor our past and illuminate the path toward a future filled with hope and divine blessings.